As part of our 20 Years of WOW celebration, Paducah Bank is proud to partner with WPSD Local 6 and the Paducah Sun to highlight the individuals, families, organizations, nonprofits, and businesses who make our community special. Through Changemakers, we share the stories of those making a difference every day, with one community member being recognized every other week as a Paducah Bank WOW Maker. Today we welcome Noraa Ransey of Soup for the Soul as our next WOW Maker. For those who may not be familiar with Soup for the Soul, can you share with us what the organization does and how the Summer Lunch and Literacy Program impacts local families?
Sure. So Summer Lunch and Literacy is a big part of Soup for the Soul. Soup for the Soul is our community kitchen in Murray, Kentucky, and we are open for a hot meal Monday through Friday at the Soup Kitchen. The summer program has grown so big that we actually are housed in the local elementary school, North Calloway Elementary, because we cannot do both programs in the same building because it's become so big. So there was a need. As a teacher, 21 years, I just finished up my 21st year. There was a need for students on the backpack program all year, which is a program that gives them food during the weekend. Both schools in our city have lunch at no cost, which means we have a high enough population that we get free lunch for every kid. And we know that there is a high need, 68% at one school and over 70% at another school district, for kids who are food insecure. They don't know where their next meal is coming from. About 1 in 4 in our classroom has been the consistent statistic. So when they need that food on the weekend, it's a couple days, but the summer is 10 weeks long. And that is both school systems. We get out about the same and start about the same, 10 weeks of no free lunches, no free breakfasts, and all of a sudden you're home all the time. So we partner with Murray Family Resource, both school systems, Calloway County Resource 2, and they find the families that are the most in need, the families that can't get to town to some of the other programs or whatever the reason is. They know the barriers. We don't have to figure that part out. Once a family is placed, any child in their household age 0 to 18 can be a part of the program. So what's unique about this program compared to some of the other ones is we have drivers who volunteer and deliver the food to their doorstep every week. So we've worked really hard the past 7 years to get it just right, and we've got it down pretty much to a science now. They get a snack bag that has a 2-gallon snack bag full of breakfast and lunch kind of items that they can make on their own. It's all shelf stable. They don't have to worry about somebody cooking it for them. And then each family gets a meal bag with enough ingredients to make a meal for their entire family.
You're a teacher, a volunteer leader, and a parent. What inspired you to become so deeply involved?
So quite frankly, I knew what it was like in the summer to have a long summer away from school. School was my safe place. School was where I had access to books. School was where I always had what I needed. And summers were really long for me, often in the creeks or whatever, and hoping there was something really good for dinner. But the thought of one kid being hungry just tears me apart. I do morning duty on Mondays, and I can see kids who haven't ate all weekend, even with programs in place. And it's very obvious because they will take whatever you have, an apple, whatever. They've already ate their whole breakfast. Is there anything else? And Monday is the hardest day. And when I think about that all summer, I just can't imagine what it's like for some of my students.
One of the most unique parts of this program is combining meals with books for kids, as you mentioned. Why is literacy such an important part of the mission?
Also, as a teacher, reading is really important, no matter what age you're at. But I teach first grade and seen summer slide time and time again. They've learned to read, but they come back a little bit behind because of whatever reason. It's usually they didn't have access to books or they just did something different. So if you don't have food, we know you probably don't have books too. So we're bringing them a brand new age-appropriate book all summer, every week.
Explain how the results from the literacy campaign can be measured.
Okay, so we do at both school systems what's called a MAP assessment, and it just measures where they are at the end of the year and where they are at the beginning of the year. So for the past 7 years, instead of seeing a decrease, like up to a fallback of up to 6 months to a year, which is typical for some kids who haven't read all summer. We've seen some gains where they've actually went up a little bit, or definitely held strong at where they were at the end of the year instead of falling back. So they're starting the year strong instead of behind where they ended. So it's definitely important, and definitely something we want to see continue.
You're keeping them ahead, and that's wonderful. Yeah. You've described this effort as a true community partnership. What has it meant to see volunteers, donors, and even families like yours come together to make this possible?
Every Friday we pack at 9 a.m. and it is just amazing who shows up and how often they show up. Every year has been the same. We just packed last Friday at 9, and we had close to 100 volunteers show up. The youngest one was 2 years old, all the way up to, we've had a lady who consistently comes who's about 90 years old. And anybody can come. It's a unique part of our soup kitchen that you have to be a certain age to work in the kitchen because of the equipment. But you can come to the school and you can make a little assembly bag, and each week we're packing 600 snack bags and we're packing 300 meal bags. So many showed up last week. We were able to go ahead and pack 600. We have people shelving books, and just looking around, it's different groups. It's different. We had a soccer team come. We've had churches show up. We've had groups like the Rotary or the Masons show up. And not only are they showing up to volunteer, they're stepping up and funding kids. So I've had a girl as young as 6 hand me $10 because she knows that's how much it takes to feed a family of 4 a meal. And then I've had several who bring $100. My own son just turned 11 and it was his birthday, and he gave $100. He's done that for the past few years because he knows that feeds a kid all year. And it was his idea a few years back because we blow $100 easy at Walmart. And then we have corporate sponsors who feed 10 kids all summer, which is $1,000. No matter what, prayers, volunteer hours, your time, your driving, your gas money, just showing up and putting food items in the bags, it makes this program come together. Soup for the Soul does house it and does plan it, but the community makes it happen. We could never do this without our community.
Well, you are a true change maker. Congratulations, and thank you so much for the work that you do.
No problem. Thank you.